Good morning, children. A warm welcome to the IT class. Do you know the full form of IT, children? Yes, you are right. IT means information technology. It deals with the science of computers. In this subject, we are going to learn how to be skilled in computers and technology. Today, we are going to study lesson number 1 inside computers. Children, you know what are a computer's input and output devices, don't you? You have studied about them in the previous classes. Furthermore, a computer also consists of external and internal hardware. The parts that are visible outside the CPU cabinet, such as monitor, keyboard, mouse, etc., are called external hardware. The parts located inside the CPU cabinet are called internal hardware. The computer also uses various software that help it function. Operating system of computers is the primary software that it uses. The external and internal hardware along with the software components work together to form a computer system. Internal hardware. On opening the CPU cabinet, you will see internal hardware. The key components housed in this cabinet are motherboard. This is a large printed circuit board that contains all the main parts of a computer. The motherboard is directly or indirectly connected to all parts of the computer. It uses tiny electrical paths called buses to connect to different components. The more the number of buses connected to a component, the faster the component can operate. Central Processing Unit. It is a small silicon chip housed on the motherboard that processes all commands and operations given to the computer. It receives a program instruction, decodes it, performs the required operation and then stores the output on the computer memory. This cycle keeps repeating. Since a computer's performance depends on the speed of processing by its CPU, manufacturers began looking for ways to increase the processing power of CPUs. Modern CPUs are multi-core, that is, they contain multiple processors put together in a single unit. Children, consider a construction site. If there is a single worker working at the site, he will require months to complete the work. But if the number of workers is doubled or tripled, the work will be completed faster. Similarly, increasing the number of processors would allow large tasks given to a CPU to be broken down into a smaller tasks and processed parallelly, resulting in faster and more efficient completion of tasks. The task manager of a personal computer shows a computer having only one CPU socket with a dual-core processor. As the name suggests, dual-core processors have two processors in a single unit, while quad-core processors have four processors in one unit. The speed of a processor is measured by its clock cycle in megahertz or gigahertz. Clock speed is the number of calculations done by a processor in 1 second. For example, a 3 GHz rated processor can do 3 billion calculations per second. The temperature of a CPU is proportional to the amount of electrical signals passing through it. When the computer is given several tasks, the CPU works harder and more number of electrical signals pass through it, thereby heating it up. Hence, the CPU is covered with a heat absorbing object called a heat sink to prevent its parts from being damaged. Power supply unit. The power supply unit converts the external power received from the electrical socket to the kind of power needed by all components. The power is transmitted to the motherboard and other components through cables. Some power units have an additional outlet at the back to provide power to the monitor. In case this outlet is not present, the monitor can be directly connected to the external electrical socket. The power supply unit has fans to keep it cool. Random access memory. RAM is a short-term or temporary memory used by the computer to store information temporarily while performing its operations. A higher capacity of RAM facilitates more temporary processing of data storage and therefore enables better performance. The function of a RAM is similar to keeping the textbooks and notebooks that you need for immediate use on your desk, while keeping the remaining books in a shelf. The information stored in RAM is lost when the computer is rebooted. Hard drive. This is a storage device for digital data. Applications and data stored on the hard drive can be accessed even on rebooting. New generations of storage devices with increased capacity have now been developed to save more application or data such as pictures and videos. Ports. Ports allow connections between the computer and various external devices. Most ports are located behind the CPU cabinet. Some devices such as monitors, keyboards and printers have specific ports. Furthermore, most computers have an Ethernet port for connecting network cables and USB ports and connect USB devices. Sound card. This card installed on the motherboard is responsible for reading and sending audio data to and from audio devices such as microphones and speakers. Audio devices are connected to the sound card through audio ports. Video card. This card installed on the motherboard is responsible for the graphic outputs of the computer. The monitor and other video devices, if any, are connected to the video card through ports. I hope you all understood internal hardware. In the next session, we will be studying about operating system. Thank you.